We are a contact solution provider. We are a European-based contact solution provider. And by contact, we mean all the ways people can interact, can communicate with each other. Enreach group was formed about 5 years ago through merger and acquisitions. And just in a nutshell, we are today a bit more than 1,000 people, north of 250 million euro revenues, and north also of 2.5 million end users on our technologies. On myself, I'm leading the product and business unit dealing with service providers, and we are specifically providing contact technology, contact platforms to service providers. The keywords are white labeling, multi-tenant, multi-tier solutions, and mobile first as well. As we see, these are the drivers for innovation. Yes, that's a good point. I think that as we heard this morning as well, traditional voice business, although it remains a critical communication channel and it's here to stay, it's rather shrinking than growing. Also because there's competition from over the OTT players and also hyperscalers. Also, I think the way voice is used is evolving, is refined with the advent of chatbots, of AI, and so on. So service providers, I think they don't have any other choice than leveraging, I would say, their knowledge of the needs of the end users to create differentiation and to keep control of their customers. I think this is very key. Then, in fact, they have multiple ways to do that, but I think it's very important for them to blend multiple services and to work with an ecosystem. I think this is very important for them. But actually, our mission at Enreach is to partner with the service providers and to help them offer to their end users, I would say, flexible ways to communicate and the freedom to choose the way they want to communicate. There's no one size fits all. We saw also with a generation comments from Matt this morning. Not everyone wants to use solution in the same way. So you need to provide choice to the end users and to the customers.
What are the expectations of customers and users, according to you? You're talking a lot of these platforms. How do you see this? How does that embed in the strategy and the vision of Enreach, this platform thinking?
Yes, I think we should always start from the needs of the end users and the business end users, especially. We're in this B2B context here. We believe in the concept of customizable by design platforms. As I was saying, there's no one size fits all. There's no one standardized solution that can embrace everything. So we believe that through customizable by design platform, service providers, resellers, and also end users, they must be able to customize, to personalize, and also to self-configure the solutions, depending on where they want to create value, but also depending on their roles and profiles, and hiding the complexity of doing that, because that's easier said than done, is quite key. And it also requires that there's no one platform that can embrace everything. So you are somehow referring to it that the service providers, they need to choose an ecosystem of vendors, either with different platforms. It can be carrier-hosted platforms. Some services can come from us, whatever the form factor it takes. And it's very important for them, and that's where their value stand, is the educated and informed selection of these complementary services to make a difference and to deliver outcomes to their customers. I think that's the key. And doing it once, I will not say it's easy. That's already a challenge. But managing the life cycle, the product and service life cycle of these integrations to deliver iterative updates, to introduce innovation, that's really more challenging. So extensibility of the service by combining an ecosystem of vendors and product service lifecycle management. These are very key. And that's, I would say, also the reason of our partnership with NetAxis. You need smart integration layer to do so. Because it's always a chicken and eggs. Yeah, my BSS is not flexible. Oh, there's APIs, but nobody wants to touch them. Oh, and then what about the new version? And so on and so on. So it's very important to have a smart integration layer that can bring agility, leverage the power of APIs to really help service provider compete in this market.
Yeah, I agree with this one. It's one of the scenarios I said it's all about agility. You see it, you've got hundreds of different UC solutions. You see it popping up every day. You see ones vanishing. And so, again, you need to have the flexibility and the lifecycle management of it.
I think it should be taken from another angle. It's not about enabling a competitor. It's about, I would say, providing the right open ecosystem. Then the service provider may pick up some capabilities from a competitor or a co-competitor. I don't know how to call that. We, for example, in our technology have integration, of course, with Teams, but also with Zoom for video collaboration. We also have integration with Element. I'm sure it's a bit less known in the room. It's a very specialized, highly secured chat solution that's used by governments, especially in Europe. So we use it as a group chat engine. So that's example of co-opetition. So I think it's all about an open ecosystem, no lock-in. Of course, this is always biased. People say no lock-in, but yeah, can we lock a little bit? But in fact, if you really have an open mindset, then you let the service provider make his educated guess. And service providers will be smart enough from the knowledge of their end users to make the right choice, as long as technology can support it, as well as the mindset. Well, consolidation is already happening. We can see a lot of mergers and acquisitions and build-ups. Enreach, Destiny, things are in the room as well, are examples. We also see some companies going bankrupt or going down. I think Lifesize was doing so a few weeks ago. So there's quite some movement and consolidation already. And obviously, this is a scale business. But on the other end, we also see some movements towards, I would say, focus on the value through specialization, through verticalization, and so on. So obviously, if you are in a commoditized business, you need scale. But there are also other alternatives. So I think there's going to be different blendings of things. Providers working with the large giants, but also blending this with solutions from smaller players to bring, I would say, differentiation and also to bring more flexibility. Giants are not known for their flexibility, as we all know and we have all experienced in the past. So yes, a lot of consolidation expected, but I believe in the power of ecosystem. And I believe also that there are many companies who are looking for choice. They don't want to be imposed and enforced one size fits all solution from a giant. So I think that there's a lot of value to create there. And maybe a last point on that is that usually when there is a consolidation and the world is moving to a small number of large giants, companies and especially SMBs are rarely, I would say, well served. So I think it's in our interest to keep an open ecosystem, to have independent innovators, independent integrators, and as well as I would say trusted advisors who are independent to deliver this flexibility and freedom of choice? Well, I don't read in crystal ball, and I often say that if I would have been sitting here 15 years ago telling you, oh, in a couple of years, Nokia will disappear from the mobile, from the smartphone business, you would all have said, yeah, I just saw a drunk guy on stage, you know? So it's very hard to predict how it evolves. Some stuff go very fast. Others are just, you know, have a lot of inertia. And sometimes it's good for some of us that there is this inertia. So I would say be ready for the unknown, be agile, and really study where you bring value. You know, put the user needs at the center of your strategy and on your priorities. See where you bring value. What resources do you have? What tooling do you use? Where you can partner to accelerate or to make a difference. I think that's very important. Of course, this is not easy. You need to do a lot of things at the same time as a service provider. But yeah, don't lose track of your customers on why they work with you. I think that's very important. And part of this flexibility and agility, I would say, is of course depending on the partners you select. And I would say that Enreach, as well as Netaxis, are behind the scenes partner. They don't promote their brands. You can keep control of your customers, of your business, but use their support in your transformation. Because in fact, service providers are transforming from connectivity providers to multi-service providers with a broader portfolio. That was just not exactly the names used in the survey, but is that converged? Is that a bundling of connectivity, but not connectivity only? So where you stand in this transformation, and that's where we are trying to help service providers in this journey.
I guess that's the main theme is if you put the customer in the center of every decision and you respond to their needs, I guess you can survive every disruption which is taking place. And if you can respond to their needs.